Hi, welcome back. I thought it was time to put out a bit of an update video as I've not produced much content in the past couple of months really. Um, I've had quite a lot of jobs on, as I'll go through in this video, and I've got quite a few stickers to put up on the board. As you can see, the workshop's a little bit of a disaster zone, which is not anything like Jim's workshop. Jim has a very clean and tidy workshop with some really nice machines in there. You should go take a look if you haven't already. There you go, Jim, on the board there. So the main activity that's been keeping me busy is a sort of DIY task. So over the winter, we had a fence blow down, sort of old, very old rotten fence covered in ivy, and the rest of the border between me and next door was a great big, probably metre thick, 3 feet by probably 8-9 foot tall Leylandii hedge. So I set about removing that. So I ended up with, I think it was 16 trunks. That wasn't all of it. I think I had a couple out back in the winter and got rid of those, but 16, 18 trunks, and then we've managed to fill 11 builder's bags full of all the foliage that's come off, so gonna have to get rid of that soon. But that has been keeping me busy getting all of that out, and then I've started to I've now completed putting in the fence between us and next door, and I've also moved what was our garden shed up onto my shed patio, which is now going to be another one of my sheds. Of course, if I was Haxby Shed, I would have made a informative and helpful video about all the DIY stuff that I've been going on with, but I've taken a few crappy pictures. Right, so onto the board we go with Haxby Shed. That's a bit wonky. Shouldn't try doing this while I'm holding a phone as well. There we go, that'll do. Now, eagle-eyed listeners must have heard the 3D printer in the background. Now, what this is currently printing is a intake manifold, which a friend of mine has designed for his Triumph Stag. This is one part of it, so it's a V8 engine, so there's 4 of these to make up. Some scracky bits from the printing on the end there, but ignore those. This is a test print to make sure it all fits and everything. He's converting it to fuel injection, which I will endeavour to cover. The ultimate plan with this is to 3D print these manifolds and then do a lost PLA casting. Now, in order to do that, I need a burnout oven, which I have here. I've been working on this. It is functional, it gets hot, and I have made a controller. So once that is up and running, I will try it out with some smaller parts, I think, before we move on to some big manifolds. I think we're going to do about one of those, definitely just do one of those at a time in here. It'll only just fit. Now, talking of 3D printing, Nell's Mechanical Man Cave sent me a sticker. Now this, as you can see, is 3D printed, but it's a work of art. Let's put that one up on the sticker board. There he goes. Now, I have got a few bits off eBay lately, which are of interest. Don't worry, this isn't turning into the Knackler's Workshop. Of course, if you've seen the Knackler's Workshop, you know that Paul buys a lot of very nice classic tools. He's got all sorts of interesting things in his workshop, and he's finally started to play with them. Right, Paul, you're going down in the corner here because I didn't really plan this out very well. Yeah. So what I got this little facing head, which is a Seco, so it's quite a nice one. There are a couple of good edges left on the inserts. Unfortunately, this screw here was completely bound up, and I actually managed to snap the, well, first I managed to snap the screwdriver off in there, and then I had to drill the screw head out to get the insert out, and I'm left with a hole and a bit of screw, and it's very, very hard in there, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. So I'm going to have to come up with a clever way to restore that thread. My current thinking is I'm going to get the angle grinder with a thin disc on it and slit down into there to get a nice channel, because this material is very, very hard, so make it slightly oversized. I'll then backfill it with weld, grind it back to shape very carefully because I don't want to lose any of the important geometry, and then re-drill and tap so that I can secure the insert, because I've got all that spare time. And then it will need an arbor. I haven't decided whether I'm going to make one for this or not, but it wouldn't be a particularly difficult project. Might be a nice quick one, so we will perhaps do that. Now I also got a bag of end mills. I think I picked this up for about 20 quid. Now, if you saw my little short video the other day, I got myself a ripper cutter. Now, I've never used one of these before, as indicated in that video, but I was quite impressed with what it could do on my machine, cutting through 18mm steel without any real complaint. Normally what happens when you're using a good size end mill, this is 10mm, on harder material, you get a lot of vibration and squealing and just nastiness, and you just didn't get it with this. It was just munching through the material until the motor bogged down. So, you know, I was sort of bouncing off the limit of the motor really with this one, which made it a lot more enjoyable than previously when I've machined. I mean, it was only hot rolled mild. It was hot rolled mild steel that I was cutting, nothing, not even a machining grade. So, you know, this did a fantastic job. I'm really, really pleased with that. All right, and finally we've got this Ackworthy tapping head. It's an auto reverse tapping head. It uses collets to hold on to the taps. Now it came with one collet, which I think was a 1/4. I've made a collet and a reducing sleeve for a couple of different taps, and I have used it a couple of times, but the shaft is bent, so it wobbles around rather crazily, so it's going to need a little bit of re-engineering, and it is quite stiff. It does turn, but it's yeah, it needs a strip, a clean, and general refurb. So that is going to be a nice little project, probably for the winter, because rate I'm going, I'm not going to get to it before then. And that sort of thing. Mick seems to be getting nicer stuff than me, but Mick's workshop, he's been stripping down some interesting bits of kit and cleaning them up and putting them back together. Go check out Mick's workshop. Right, I've got diagonal now. Where am I going to put Mick? Mick can go. I can start another one going that way. Yeah, Mick's workshop, everybody. And last but not least, I've just had a sticker from Michelle at Knox. If you've not seen his channel, please go and check it out. He's much better than me. He makes some really interesting videos, makes useful tooling out of random bits of scrap, so on. He's, you know, really good YouTuber. Rusty Knox. That's it for the stickers for this week. So just have a quick scan down the sticker board. We've got the Recreational Machinist, Foxburg's Fabric Cobbling, Engineer's Workshop, Craig's Workshop, Matty's Workshop, Kim Bazelic, Jim's Workshop, Haxby Shed, Nell's Mechanical Man Cave, the Knackler's Workshop, Mick's Workshop, and Rusty Knox, and of course me. There we are. Now, unfortunately, the mower project, I was really hoping to have that up and running by now, but the lathe died again. So, cut a long story short, had a Chinese 3-phase motor driver in there, which I was pushing probably way beyond its limits, and it's blown a few times. I've decided to cut my losses because it just, you know, keeps going wrong. So I've actually invested in a good quality inverter. Now I'll do a proper video on this because it's you know, there's a lot to it, but basically this is a 2.2 kilowatt inverter, which is necessary to drive the motor that I've got in the lathe. But what it does mean is that when I finally get around to building a proper stand for the lathe, rather than the crappy sheet metal thing, going to make a box section one, I can build it around a 2.2 kilowatt induction motor, and that will give me a lot more power, and I'll be able to take much bigger chips. Right, so that's it for now. Like I said earlier, sorry for the lack of videos over the past couple of months. As you can see, I've been busy. I will endeavour to get at least some shorter videos out over the next few weeks. I did promise a viewer a video on how to set up the CNC machine with Fusion 360, so that's going to be fairly soon. Obviously the inverter for the lathe, because I really want to get that running. That's been out of action for over a month now, which is very frustrating. Thank you to Matty's Workshop, because after I sent my sticker to him, I got about 30 new subscribers in a day, which was really good. Thank you very much for that. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.